Welcome to the deep dive. The promise of dropshipping, that lean startup dream, right? Global reach, minimal upfront cash needed. It sounds amazing,
It really does. That flexibility is a huge draw.
but actually making it work long term,
Yeah.
going from idea to, sustainable growth, that's where people often hit a wall.
For sure. It's tougher than it looks sometimes.
And honestly, a lot of the time, the real difference maker seems to be social media, but not just posting randomly. You need a real strategy.
Exactly. A scattergun approach just doesn't work anymore.
And speaking of getting started and building some momentum, if you're looking to give your social profiles a bit of a kickstart, build that early visibility.
Yeah.
Well, resources like rapidboost.net can be super helpful there. It kind of lets you focus on the core stuff like your campaign message.
Okay, yeah, getting that initial boost.
So today, our mission is pretty clear. We're doing a deep dive into launching a social media campaign that actually works for dropshipping. We're talking driving traffic, building loyalty, and, fueling real growth.
Absolutely. Because while dropshipping lowers the barrier to entry, the online world is noisy. You need a roadmap to stand out.
So we're going to cover the groundwork, picking platforms.
Right. Creating content that clicks, handling paid ads smartly, getting people engaged.
And crucially, measuring if any of it is actually working and how to scale up.
Let's do it.
Okay, first things first. Before you even think about what picture to post, you absolutely need clear campaign goals. What are we trying to do here?
Precisely. Is this about, say, launching a brand new product, or maybe pushing sales on something that already sells well?
Or maybe building an email list, or just getting more followers, driving traffic.
Right. Or it could even be about testing if your whole brand idea connects with people, like a validation step.
And you're saying don't try to do all of that at once. Pick one or two main things.
Definitely. Focus is key. If you spread yourself too thin, your message gets muddy, and honestly, you want to know what's actually working.
Okay, so once you've got that sharp goal, what's next? Understanding the customer,
Right.
really knowing who you're talking to.
Yes, and this is way more than just, like, age and gender. That's surface level.
So what are we talking about then?
We're talking interests, pain points, what problems do they have, what are their habits, aspirations, what do they care about, what kind of stuff do they already like online.
Okay, like the eco-friendly kitchen gadget example.
Yeah,
The customer isn't just millennial.
exactly. They're probably health conscious, they value sustainability, they're looking for those clever life hacks for the kitchen. It's much more specific.
But how do you find that stuff out if you're just starting? You don't have a big research budget.
Well, there are tools you can use. Facebook Audience Insights is surprisingly powerful. It tells you a lot about demographics, interests, behaviors.
Okay.
And don't underestimate just asking. Use Instagram polls, question stickers in your stories. People often tell you what they want.
Direct feedback.
Yeah, and even checking out relevant Reddit threads or forums. You see the language people use, their frustrations, what they're looking for. It's gold.
Got it. So once you have that detailed picture,
Right.
then you craft the message.
Then you craft the message. And it needs to speak their language, address those needs or desires you uncovered.
Right. Use their words, not jargon.
Absolutely. No technical stuff unless that is their language. For fitness gear, maybe something like level up your home workouts with gear designed for results without breaking the bank. It hits the key points: effectiveness, affordability.
Okay, solid groundwork. Goals, audience, message. Now, where do we actually run this campaign? So many platforms out there. It feels like you could be everywhere.
It can feel overwhelming, but the key is you don't need to be everywhere. Not all platforms are right for every product or every audience.
Strategic selection is crucial.
Totally. You need to figure out where your ideal customers actually hang out online and where your product will look best and make the most sense.
Okay, let's talk specifics. Instagram seems like a no-brainer for visual stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. Instagram is all about the visuals, the lifestyle. Great for fashion, home decor, beauty, stories, reels, those shoppable posts. They make it easy to go from seeing something cool to buying it.
And Facebook. Still relevant.
Definitely still relevant. The sheer reach is massive, and the targeting options are, well, incredibly powerful. Plus, Facebook groups can be amazing for building community, and Messenger for direct chats.
Okay, and then there's TikTok. The elephant in the room, kind of.
Yeah, TikTok's huge, especially with Gen Z and younger millennials. It's all about short, authentic video, jumping on trends. If your product is fun, demonstrable, maybe a bit quirky, TikTok could be amazing for organic reach.
What about Pinterest?
Don't sleep on Pinterest. People go there actively looking for inspiration, often with high intent to buy, especially for things like fashion, DIY, home, beauty. The mindset is different.
So with all these options, how do you choose where to start? Trying to master all of them at once sounds like a nightmare.
It is, you hit the nail on the head. Start with one or two platforms where you feel most confident your audience is and where your product fits naturally.
So like cool clothes, Instagram and Pinterest maybe?
Probably a good starting point. Unique gadget, maybe TikTok and Instagram. Local service or product, Facebook groups could be key.
Gotcha. Focus your energy and budget. Don't spread thin.
Exactly. Get traction on one or two before you even think about expanding.
All right, platforms chosen. Now, the actual stuff you post the content. That's the engine, right?
That's the absolute engine. This is what has to stop people scrolling. And consistency is huge here, not just in posting, but in your brand's look and feel.
You mean like colors, fonts, the overall vibe?
Yeah, your visual identity.
Yeah.
And your brand voice, too. Are you funny, informative, aspirational? Think about brands like Gymshark or Luxy Hair.
Yeah, you instantly know their style.
Right. That consistency builds recognition, trust. It makes your stuff memorable. So figure out that brand personality and stick to it.
Okay, beyond the look and feel, what types of content work well for drop shipping? It can't all be buy my product, right?
Oh, God, no. That gets old fast. You need variety. Product spotlights are important, sure, but focus on the benefits. Show it in use.
Real-world context.
Exactly. And user-generated content, UGC. Hugely powerful. Get your customers sharing pics and videos. It's authentic, social proof.
How-to videos, tutorials.
Great for showing value, educating people. Behind-the-scenes stuff can work too, humanizes the brand. Show how you pick products, maybe.
And testimonials, reviews.
Crucial social proof. Gotta have that. And think interactive stuff too. Polls, quizzes, Q&As, anything to get people responding and engaged.
You mentioned storytelling earlier. How does that fit in?
People connect with stories. Tell them why you started your store. What problem does your product solve? Share customer success stories. It builds an emotional connection.
And you need to tailor this content for each platform, presumably.
Oh, definitely. A video that crushes it on TikTok Reels might need tweaking for a Facebook feed. Different lengths, different styles, even different hashtags. Platform-specific optimization is key.
Okay, awesome content flowing. But organic reach isn't what it used to be. Feels like paid ads are almost essential now.
For reaching targeted buyers quickly, yeah, paid advertising is pretty much necessary these days. Organic reach is tough. But the good news is you don't need a giant budget to start seeing results.
Really? So what's a realistic starting point for a first campaign budget?
You can honestly start small, like $5 to $20 a day can be enough to begin testing.
Just testing things out.
Exactly. Testing different audiences, different ad visuals, different messages. See what clicks before you commit more money.
And what makes a good ad?
Visually, it needs to be crisp. Good images or short, catchy videos. The headline needs to shout the main benefit like, save time in the kitchen. And a super clear call to action, shop now, learn more, whatever you want them to do, make it obvious.
And getting it seen by the right people. Targeting Facebook looks complicated.
It can be, but that complexity is powerful. Use those detailed options, interests, behaviors, demographics, to zero in on that ideal customer profile we talked about.
Okay.
And crucially, install the Facebook pixel on your website. Seriously, do it.
That's the tracking code, right?
Yes. It tracks visitors and what they do. This lets you do retargeting, showing ads later to people who visited but didn't buy. It's super effective.
And keep testing things. A/B testing.
Always be testing. Test headlines, images, calls to action, landing pages. Small changes can make a big difference to your click-through rates and your sales.
You mentioned a case study, Green Gem Jewelry. What did they do right with their Instagram ads?
Yeah, they knew exactly who they were targeting, eco-conscious women. Their ads mixed beautiful behind-the-scenes video showing ethical sourcing with clear, limited-time launch discounts.
So authentic story plus urgency.
Precisely. It drove a ton of traffic and sales for them, even with a modest budget. It shows how targeted messaging and good content really work together.
Okay, so ads are driving traffic, hopefully sales. But we want loyal customers, not just one-off buyers. Engagement is key, yeah.
Absolutely essential. Social media isn't a billboard, it's a conversation. You need that two-way interaction to build a real community and get that long-term value.
So actually replying to comments, asking questions.
Yes. Respond promptly. Show appreciation. Ask questions in your posts to get people talking. Be present.
And UGC, again, getting customers involved.
Huge. Encourage people to share photos with your product. Run contests, giveaways, feature their posts. People trust other customers way more than they trust ads. There's data on that. It's powerful stuff.
What about influencers? Seems expensive.
Doesn't have to be. Forget the mega celebs. Look at micro influencers.
Smaller followings, but more engaged.
Exactly. They often have a really dedicated niche audience that trusts them. Offering free products for review, maybe an affiliate code, or even small fees for promotion can be super cost-effective and drive real results.
And live video Q&As.
Great idea. Live sessions create urgency, feel authentic, and let you answer questions and handle objections right there on the spot. Builds connection.
This is all great in theory, but how do you know if it's actually working? What should you be tracking?
Excellent question. You can't just set and forget. You need to track performance constantly. We're talking key performance indicators, KPIs.
Like what specifically?
Okay, so reach and impressions, how many people saw your stuff. Engagement rate, likes, comments, shares, saves shows if people care. Click-through rate, CTR, are they clicking your links?
And the bottom line.
Conversion rate, are those clicks turning into sales? And crucially, return on ad spend, ROAS. For every dollar you spend on ads, how much revenue are you getting back? That's a big one.
Where do you find all this data? Is it all over the place?
Mostly, the platforms themselves have good analytics. Facebook Insights, Instagram Analytics, TikTok has its creator tools. They give you lots of data on post performance, audience demographics.
And for website traffic?
Google Analytics is essential there. It shows where traffic comes from, how people move through your site, where they drop off, and helps track conversions. Putting it all together gives you the full picture.
So analyze the data, see what's working, do more of that.
Pretty much. Double down on the content formats, ad types, or platforms that are getting results. Pull back or rethink things that aren't delivering.
Continuous improvement.
Always. Keep testing new ideas, new audiences, refining your message. Once you find strategies that consistently work, then you can think about scaling.
Scaling meaning?
Meaning carefully increasing your ad spend on winning campaigns, maybe creating more content in successful styles, potentially expanding to another platform, or trying more advanced tactics like lookalike audiences or deeper retargeting.
This has been super thorough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for someone listening right now, ready to just start, what are the first few steps? Make it simple.
Okay, actionable steps. 1, write down one clear, measurable goal. Example. Get 100 landing page visits in 14 days. Simple.
Yeah.
2, sketch out a basic buyer persona. Who are you trying to reach, even if it's just a guess to start?
Right.
3, pick just 1 or 2 social platforms that feel like the best fit. Don't overthink it initially.
Got it.
4, plan out maybe 2 weeks of content themes. Mix it up. Educational, fun, product focus.
Keep it varied.
5, set up your business profiles properly, install that tracking pixel, and run your first ad test with a small budget, like $5 or $10 a day.
Dip your toe in.
6, engage. Respond to comments. Maybe run a super simple UGC contest, like share a pick to win.
Okay.
7, check your analytics weekly. See what's happening, learn, and adjust. That's it. Your first campaign doesn't need to be perfect, just intentional, consistent, and ready to adapt.
That feels very doable. Fantastic advice. It really shows that just starting, even small, is the key. Social media really can transform a dropshipping store.
It absolutely can. But success comes down to really understanding your audience, being willing to learn and adapt quickly based on data, and consistently giving people value.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to think about. Every single successful dropshipping business started with one post, one ad, one interaction. What's yours going to be? Take that first step. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.